Okay, Aquarius. So what's going on is your central card is Emperor in reverse. So this means Emperor is about obviously the head of an empire. So he's a real card of structure, of foundations, rules and regulations. Now that could be rules that you abide by, things that you try to agree with in your own life. So rules that you have established and foundations, structure. When this is in the reverse position, it means that there is an empire available to you. You're ready to be the head of something. You're ready to be the director. But that there's some fear or doubt or resistance about that as showing up as the emperor in your own life. You're very much having the support of doing that with him showing up. But my question to you, Aquarius, is for May. Is there any fear, doubt, or resistance to being at, say, the head of your own company or the head of your own empire? What is it that you're questioning? Have you set up enough of a structure or a foundation, or do you know what the solidity of that looks like? Are there some rules for yourself that you need to make more concrete or bring more into clarity? That's going to help you identify with and embody Emperor energy, being that head of the state, head of the company. It's reminding me of that saying, I'm not sure which president did it. I think it was Teddy Roosevelt maybe, but he said the buck stops here. And it might have been Roosevelt, I'm not sure, but it's sort of like saying you're the final word on things. Are you okay or uncomfortable with being the final word and setting up that empire, being at the head of it, being in command, being in charge? This may be a role that you are taking on now, Aquarius. And it might be feeling new for you, and there might be some hesitancy. So I'm going to ask you what's blocking you, or what are the remnants that you need to get cleared away so that you can fully embody Emperor energy, being at the head of your own game, the head of your own company, the head of your own empire, being the one who calls the shots at the top and, manages others too. Emperor is a wonderful manager. So bringing people together under a strong and firm rule and regulation, boundaries, that's all Emperor energy. Potentially also, for some of you, this may represent someone else who has been a guiding influence, and you're stepping away from that. So this could be a father, a mother, grandparents, aunt, uncle, landlord, boss, someone who is in an authority position. And this could be your disengaging from them or seeing things in a new way. This can often represent the old order. So what is it about Emperor that is in reverse for you? I'm seeing him looking at death here. So I'm getting this is the old regime, the old way. And that is in reverse. And the new Emperor needs to step in and say, I'm here now. I'm in charge. There's something about the old order that needs to be addressed in order for you to wear that Emperor's crown, Aquarius. What does it mean for you to be in charge is one of the big questions that's coming up for May. How do you deal with the authority, and how do you deal with being the king or the emperor and having all of that authority, attention, people sort of bowing down to you? How comfortable are you with that? And giving forth rules and decrees and boundaries. One of the things that we can look at is your shadow card, which is Seven of Cups. This is a card also of making choices, taking all the glittering options before you and really identifying what's real, what's not real. This card is a card of illusion. You can see it's got a lot of this fog in it, which is an influence of Neptune. It's a very Neptunian card, which means things are not always how they appear to be. This card reminds me a lot of Las Vegas or gambling, where, it says all that glitters is not gold. So when I see this card come up, I usually say, look into the substance of things, do your research, do due diligence, really see is this choice going to be satisfying to me or not? Or am I making it on a superficial basis? There's lots of things available to you when this card shows up. Victory, riches, castles. There's, all kinds of things. The persona, who do I want to be? But it's really worth examining the choices that you're making. That's another theme, by the way, of Emperor. It's all about choice. What are my decisions? What is the impact of my decisions? So when this is in the shadow position, I'm going to say be wary of making decisions based on things that are seductive, things that are superficial, things that are on the surface glittering that may not truly be gold. That's hanging out below your conscious mind, Aquarius. So you may have influences to grab the golden cup that is the most sparkling, but do your due diligence, really examine whether there's substance with any of the choices that you make, whether there's actual structure underneath these castles in the air. Look for the real deal. Look for the real gold. Don't fall for the pirate's gold or the pirate, or the fool's gold. Make sure that your choices are clear and that this fog has dissipated away before grabbing anything that is just a quick, like grabbing the shiniest thing. What's passing away is that this is Ace of Coins, so there's something new that you may have just begun or that you may be receiving or experiencing. This is a new seed, so this could be a new job, a new lifestyle, a new creative project, something that I'm actually seeing, because the ace is the beginning of it is past. And so this is like the seed that is coming in and being planted. It's what's carrying life forward. So whatever it is that you've begun, you may need to make choices. Very interesting seeing the ace here behind Emperor and seeing death ahead of Emperor. Usually this is the seed and this is the full flower. So this is like the beginning and the end of a cycle, and you're here making decisions, maybe having a hard time making decisions about letting that past go. It's showing that you don't want to cut the cord to the past. It's showing that you may have some wistfulness. You may be attempting to water a rose that is no longer living. Death is here to cut it. And the seeds that are gathered from that rose take you forth into life going forward. That's also echoed here in the ace inviting you into this new garden. So whatever it is, whatever this beginning was, again, new job, new lifestyle, new creative project, something that brings you money, that has already begun. And you need to be making decisions, taking that forward, as well as confronting whatever fears, doubt, or resistance you have towards letting the past go. This says you want to hold on to something. You want that rose to live forever. And you may have to confront that to actually cut it, Aquarius, because what's coming ahead of you is fresh, open, new energy. This is Fool. This is the very first card of the whole deck. And this is potential energy. This is zero. Nothing is formed. It means having faith and going on a new grand adventure, smelling this rose, knowing that the world has your back, knowing that the divine is going to catch you, even as you jump off this cliff, which may feel very new. And it's greeting the world that stretches before you and believing that all things are possible. It's Fool energy. He's carefree. He's without a worry. He's excited about the adventures before him. And he's innocent and his heart is open. So you may have to confront in May, Aquarius, what this new beginning was, making good choices regarding it, being willing to step into the role of the emperor, the person who's in authority, letting go, and also being an adult, being mature, and being, making decisions that are worthy of the emperor. That's how he has his empire. And what's coming up for you ahead is this fear, doubt, or resistance of letting the past go, letting that rose that has bloomed, letting those petals fall off, and gathering the new seeds to take you forward, to see how he carries the rose with him. I'm actually going to give you that image, Aquarius, because you may need to carry this rose with you. Even though it's dying, it's what will allow a new rose to bloom. So gather the seeds from that, the memories, the thoughts, the experience, all of that. If you're experiencing resistance and letting something go, invite new, fresh energy. This is openness. It's zero energy. All things are possible. Carefree, open, full of faith, and full of trust. So that's your highlighted card for May, Aquarius. See if you can tap into full energy. Whatever resistance you have towards letting the old thing go is the same resistance that's keeping this in reverse, of not feeling fully ready to open yourself and trust and go forward. So embrace this new thing ahead of you, Aquarius. It's wonderful. It's a new, literally a new dawn. If you can see, he's stepping out into the sun. And be full of faith and trust. Don't fall into doubt or fear. The world is opening to you. And interestingly enough, too, here's the sunset in death, and then here's the sunrise, and we see that rose transferring over. So don't be afraid to let go. There's a new glorious day ahead of you. For week 1, I see Queen of Coins here. So this could be you, Aquarius, as the head of your house. Usually Queen of Coins is in charge of the money. She's in charge of the budgets. She's very grounded, usually an earth sign, but in this case it could be you if you're feeling this archetype where you're just getting your house and affairs in order. Often she is hosting other people, so she's taking care of animals, family, or friends, or people who are coming over. She's just kind of in charge of the house. So this also means getting your house in order. I get it in the sense of preparing to be emperor this month. Alternately, it could also be a earth sign person who is very caretaking. So this could be a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn who's showing up and cooking you food, or just being very caretaking, very nurturing, very Queen of Coins. You know, it could be a female financial manager, that kind of thing. Someone who takes care of the home business, or the assets, the possessions, all that earth energy. So it could be you, or it could be an earth sign person, Aquarius. Week 2, this is the Pope. This is Hierophant. So this is the person who shares information with the masses. And he usually has some spiritual insight. So you could be sharing some spiritual insight with others second week, or you could be receiving spiritual insight from a spiritual mentor. It usually has to do with being conventional, doing things in a traditional way. So following the rules, following the mores. It actually also shows that this may be a good mentor if you have a spiritual person that you look up to, or who is your guide into being, for you to be emperor. Usually Hierophant gives advice and guides emperor in terms of guiding the masses and sharing information with the multitudes. It's all about values, how one should behave, conventionality, tradition. This may help you. So lean on your spiritual side in week 2, especially as it comes to sharing things with other people, because this is your spiritual guide. He can give you direction. If you're having a question about which direction should I go, Hierophant can help you. He can lead the way. He has a connection to the divine. So that can be helpful in week 2. For week 3, we've got Empress. This is when everything bursts forth, Aquarius. This is going to be a nice week for you. And also maybe, by the way, for those of you who are male, this may be when your counterpart shows up, week 3 of May. Emperor is needing to let something go, but week 3, Empress shows up, and that is his counterpart. Under her presence, everything blooms and grows. She's creativity. She's fertility. She is when life blooms, blossoms. Things come into fullness. She gives birth to things. Prosperity, abundance shows up. So this could be a good money week for you. It's basically when all things grow and birth happens, and it's when all things are rich and full and prosperous and nurtured. So it's also, the complement to Emperor. So for some of you, you may find someone who shows up who is a partner if you're not already partnered with someone. Really nice week for you there, Aquarius. And then week 4, we've got 5 of Wands. In reverse, I'm going to say don't let the little stuff get you down in week 4 of May. This card I call playing versus fighting. So we can see in it there's 5 people with staves. It could either be open warfare, that 5 people are competing over something. It has a lot of Mars energy, which is warrior energy to it. But it also could be 5 children playing. It could be just like being in the game, having fun. So playing versus fighting, I'm going to encourage you to look for the playing side of that. And that means embracing humor, seeing the lighter side of it, being able to laugh at your problems. There's actually a Buddhist quote that I think of when I see this card, and that says, enjoy your problems. Don't get caught up in the little petty disturbances or things of life that, make you want to pick up sticks and fight. When this is in the reverse position, it's saying, don't get bogged down with like life's petty annoyances. This could be traffic. This could be legal issues. This could be any of those things like that has to do with red tape or grievances or competition, any of that. Look at it as playing. Look at the absurdity of it, or look at it with a light heart, and you may be able to say, okay, yeah, this is funny, or this is, I think of, a country song or something, when you can kind of laugh at it even though it's there. So I'm going to say adopt a playful attitude that last week of May, Aquarius, and that's going to help you through. But really, a big focus for you is going to be letting go and opening up to trust and something new. This rose was very precious and dear to you, but you still get to carry the next generation of it forward. But you have to do that with open, fresh energy. You can't drag this past with you into it. So be lighthearted, have trust, have faith, remove any doubts, fears, or resistance to stepping into your new life, Aquarius. So